My name is Ross Keith. My company is called Nicor Group, and it consists of 4 businesses: a development company, a real estate brokerage, a property management company, and a construction company. We have been in the construction business for about 15 years, but mainly servicing our own development projects. And the numbers have gone up and down depending on particular projects that we've had. We've never had a permanent workforce that had many people in it. We typically have a couple of people that were on staff, but we would contract out work primarily. We had a project that was a fairly major project. It was a heritage building, actually, that had been derelict for 10 years. A lot of mold, an amazing amount of demolition that had to be done in that. And we put together a crew that was mainly was demolition people that we were working with on it. And we had a fellow that was Métis construction manager that had a lot of connections in the Aboriginal community, and so at one point we ended up with a fairly large Aboriginal workforce there, mainly unskilled. And so as the project came along, we started getting different tasks that we took on, and it became there was drywalling, there was coring, there were other more skilled things that they started to do. And so we were getting these people who were essentially unskilled. We were trying to get them to do these other things, but we could subcontract it out to somebody else who would come in and do the drywalling. They'd do it for a cheaper price. So obviously, if we're going to compete in the cost-plus world there, our guys had to be able to do this as fast as the crews that were coming in to do, and drywalling was a good example of that. And so that's what we focused on in this training program, was the speed at which they could get that done. And we trained them, and with the help of the program. And it's really quite interesting to see the development of that, because our trainers, I think, would be of the view that the speed increased. There's I think 6 that emerged from this that were actually involved in this program. We only have 4 of those right now that are actively engaged in it. One of them, I think, has got a job closer to home, and another one, I think, will be available to be called back when we need him. But those 4 now we've completed that project that we're on, but they now can compete against somebody else that's doing this. They're used to working together. They're a darn good crew. Interesting, the way these things come together is that we really haven't, usually it's all we can do to keep our own projects going. So we haven't really sought outside work for our construction business. But an opportunity came up, was something that was very suited to our needs. And Regina's a pretty hot economy right now, so that there's you can't just turn around and find a crew. So the things have a way of coming together at the right time. But PCL had put in a price on a particular project that was turned out was way too high for what this project warranted. And we had a look at it, found some different ways of doing it, but also the fact of having our crew on it. We were able to come in with a price that is half of what PCL had looked at, and we think that will still work very well for us. Bottom line is, we've landed a job there that's going to take a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and will be permanent employment for this entire crew that's been there. We just finished giving them a 20% raise, and I think they're excited about it, and we're excited about it. My guess is that we will have a permanent construction company of a different sort that emerges from that, because it'll be doing work that's there on a permanent basis and not just related to our developments. And I think the key to it is that we couldn't guarantee steady employment to these people before. I mean, if the history had gone on as before, we probably would have had one of our developments dried up, they'd disappear. But because they were there, trained, ready to go on this, it fits together and working well.